Third round Thursday at the Internazionali BNL d'Italia, and 11 of the top 16 seeds remained. So plenty of potential quality on display across 3 courts at the Foro Italico. Roger Federer dispatched one young pretender in the shape of Sasha Zverev in round 2. Now he'd face another. 13th seed Dominic Thiem has won 2 titles already this year, and after an exchange of breaks in the opener, was piling the pressure on the Swiss maestro in the tiebreak.
Pace and depth on the forehand, and then the killer shot on the backhand from Thiem.
Thiem went on to comfortably settle that breaker and remained in control of the match well into the second set.
It's a brilliant combination. Always a very special occasion when you get your first ever victory over the great Roger Federer.
It feels very good, but obviously he had some problems with his back, a little bit injured. I knew that it's going to be better for me on clay, and yeah, I tried to move him a lot. And then what made it easier for me that he was, I think, not serving with the full pace. But yeah, still it's really tough to beat him, so I'm very happy.
Having already knocked out the 10th seed Milos Raonic in round 2, Australian number 1 Nick Kyrgios set his sights on 5th seed and 7-time champion Rafael Nadal in round 3. And after an exchange of breaks, it was the world number 20 heading for the opening set in the tiebreak. Rafa regrouped in the second set to level the match and was looking the more likely in the decider as well.
The way to seal the break.
Nadal needing to dig deep, but eventually getting the job done.
Kyrgios has brought the best out of Nadal, but it's Rafa who makes it through to the quarterfinals.
Novak Djokovic would take to Campo Centrale under the lights to face Thomas Bellucci in round 3 at the Foro Italico for the 2nd year in a row. This time last year, the Serb needed 3 sets to oust the Brazilian, and he'd need to go the long way round again after being bagelled for the first time in nearly 4 years.
Do not adjust your sets.
Things could only get better for the world number 1. Djokovic refocused and took control of the second set. After a serious shock to the system in the first set, Djokovic was well and truly over the hump by the decider.
Brilliant. A wacky start to the match, but Novak Djokovic finally came to life.
4th seed Stan Wawrinka had never previously lost to 3rd round opponent Juan Monaco, and with the opener in the bag, the Swiss number 2 was cruising as he went to break up in the second set. But Monaco, playing on a protected ranking, was in no mood to roll over, and having fought back to level the match, also had a foothold in the decider. A battling performance from the world number 114 was completed in just under 2.5 hours. After a day of top seed struggle, there were no such problems for Andy Murray, the 2nd seed dropping just 4 games in his 3rd round win over Jeremy Chardy. Kane Nishikori and Richard Gasquet met in the last 16 for the 2nd tournament in a row out on grandstand court. The Japanese number 1 made it 2 wins in as many weeks over the Frenchman, 6-1, 6-4 the final score. David Ferrer would look to capitalise on Jo-Wilfried Tsonga's withdrawal as he took on lucky loser Lucas Pouille. But it was the young Frenchman who dominated the match, making the most of his second chance to breeze through to his first Masters 1000 quarter-final. It was an evening of firsts for Thomas Berdych and David Goffin. Not only was it the first time the Belgian had won by a double bagel, but it was the first time the Czech had lost by that scoreline. Not a stat the 8th seed would want to be reminded of in a hurry. So a mixture of usual suspects and unfamiliar faces make up the last 8. The stage is set for quarter-final Friday.